Here's another tangent video where I'm going to speculate wildly about calculus and the philosophy of life. Now, let me say in advance that this is an absurd and non-scientific speculation because calculus is all about measuring and quantifying functions precisely, whereas our emotional experience of life is not something we really know how to precisely quantify or even define, just like we don't really know how to quantify or really define consciousness. So I hope you find this video interesting and thought-provoking and a bit fun, but please don't take anything I say here too seriously. I first want to introduce the distinction between a momentary emotional experience versus being content with your life over the long term. I think you already know what I'm referring to, but basically momentary joy is your happiness in a particular moment of the day. For example, if you're with friends and someone tells a funny joke and you laugh. But longer term life contentment is basically how you feel about your life writ large. I'm sure you will agree that these are separate things. You can be sad or angry or frustrated because of something that happened while still being very content with your life overall. And you can also be unhappy with your life in general while still experiencing joy when your dog comes up and gives you a big sloppy kiss on the face. Now, emotions are really complicated experiences that involve biological, psychological, and social factors. In fact, psychologists have not even settled on a precise taxonomy of how to describe or characterize emotions, let alone how to measure them precisely. Nonetheless, I am going to grossly oversimplify things by just thinking about emotion valence as unidimensional. So, emotional experience as a univariate function of time. So going up the y-axis would correspond to positive emotions like happiness and love, and going down on this axis would reflect sadness or anger or fear. Okay, and then on the x-axis we have time, and you can think about this as your entire life to date. So here on the left is when you were born, and here on the right is exactly right now while you're watching this video. If you could track your general emotional valence at each moment in your life, you could have a function that might look something like this. Now, I hope your function is also going up here. But if we think about this curve as some function, we can consider that your momentary emotional state is the value of this function at a single time point. So this would correspond to your joy or happiness if it's above the horizontal line, or maybe sadness or anger if it's below the horizontal line. So this is the function evaluated at a single point t, single time point. Then we can talk about some integral over a larger time window as being your life contentment, at least, in this time period. So you can see that there are moments where your emotional experience might be dominated by negative emotions, but you can still be overall content with your life because the total signed area, so the net area between these two bounds, is positive. So yeah, you can think about life contentment as the integral of these momentary emotional experiences over some window of time. I put the question mark here because I am inviting you to decide for yourself if you agree or disagree with this claim. Again, this is not a statement of scientific fact. It's just something that I like to think about sometimes. But if you do accept that this is a decent, first order approximation of longer term life contentment, then basically the way to be happy in life is simple. All you need to do is make sure that the derivative of your emotion function is positive more than it is negative. In other words, if the little moments of happiness outweigh the little moments of sadness, then this function will stay above the horizontal axis. And maybe we can call this horizontal line the line of neutrality. Okay. So this also means that you don't have to worry about time points where your emotional experience is negative, as long as it's not dominating too much of your life. It's also kind of fun to think about how to interpret critical points in life where your emotional valence function changes direction. So, and you want to watch out for discontinuities in this function. Not even sure what that would really correspond to. Maybe some kind of momentary mental health crisis. Okay, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, don't take anything I said on this slide too seriously. But I hope I've managed to make your emotional valence function positive, at least for a moment.